Most new voice actors think they understand what voiceover jobs pay, but the real numbers actually shock people. And misunderstanding rates is one of the fastest ways that beginners actually end up undercharging and losing opportunities. By the end of this video, you're going to understand what real, practical, non-union voice acting jobs pay, and you'll be able to quote with confidence when you actually get these jobs without guessing. And there's one factor that actually determines whether or not a job is too low or fair or priced way too high, and most beginners have no idea about that. We'll get to that in a sec. Okay, first up, and this is a big one. Before quoting any job, always ask, how is this project going to be used? Most people who are new in voiceover only really ask about the word count or the length of the job, which tells you almost nothing about pricing. The usage instantly tells you how much this project is actually worth to the client, not just number of words. So if you only take one thing away from this video today, it's that. If you learn how to ask about the usage right at the beginning when you quote this project, that's going to save you like 80% of your rate mistakes. My name's Mike Hathcote. I'm a full-time voice actor, and I run the VoiceOver Blueprint, where we help everyday people become full-time voice actors. And if you want a clear understanding of what goes into the voiceover industry, where the jobs come from, how to price correctly, how to market yourself and find the work, then join my free discovery webinar coming up this coming Tuesday. So sign up for the free webinar down below in the description and pinned comment. And as a bonus, just for attending the webinar, I'm also going to throw in my book, which is the VoiceOver Blueprint. This is the book that I wish I had had when I first started. You're going to get the ebook and the audiobook at no charge just for attending the webinar. So once again, this webinar is free. It's this coming Tuesday. Sign up in the link in the description below, and you'll also get the free book. All right, let's get back into clearing up some of the most misconceptions about rates in the voiceover industry, because without fixing this, all this other info that I'm going to give you is not going to make sense. Okay, first, I want to do some myth busting. And myth number one is that there's a fixed rate chart that everyone uses. Okay, the rate guide that most people use in this industry is called the GVAA rate guide. And GVAA stands for Global Voice Acting Academy. A lot of work has gone into this rate guide, and it's considered the industry standard, but mostly as a jumping off point. Never consider these rates as, etched in stone. Think of the GVAA rate guide as a map, not necessarily a menu, because these job rates can fluctuate based on the usage, the length. There's lots of factors that go into pricing these jobs. Treating these rates in the GVAA rate guide as, etched in stone will just lead to frustration for you and for the client. All right, myth number two is that pricing is mainly based on script length or word count. This is kind of rookie thinking. And I'll tell you, clients love when rookies think this. A tiny little 10-word commercial that has national reach could be worth thousands of dollars. So the usage actually determines the value, not the number of words or the length of the script. Okay, myth number three, and this is a big one that I see a lot, and that is that to get started, you have to price yourself very low. This immediately moves you into the kind of the low budget freelancer site market, which can be hard to escape. Cheap clients like that rarely turn into repeat clients. They'll nickel and dime you to death, and they'll probably be really hard to work with, and then you'll never hear from them again. I always tell my students to act as if. I don't care if this is your first day doing voiceover, act as if you've been doing this for decades. Remember, you're only new to the new client. Okay, once those myths are now out of the way, the rest of what we're going to talk about is going to make a lot more sense. Okay, first I want to give you kind of a landscape of what some of the different categories of work that you're going to run into. Okay, first up is going to be commercial, and this can either be broadcast or non-broadcast. So if you're looking at, say, a local radio station, you're going to run anywhere from $150 to $300 a spot. Regional broadcast, multiple smaller cities, is going to be maybe in the $500 to $1,500 range. National campaigns can run anywhere from $2,500 and up, depending on the media buy. So broadcast usage is paid by the reach of the spot, not the performance or the number of words. Next up is corporate or explainer videos, and these are going to be more internal type videos that will run anywhere from $200 to $400 per finished minute. Now, public-facing explainer videos typically pay more because they're going to be more out there for the public to see and not internal only. Next up is e-learning. E-learning is going to be anywhere between 20 to 50 cents per word, which can kind of extrapolate out to about $250 to $400 per finished hour. And this is where consistent clients become long-term income. I do lots of e-learning, and I have plenty of clients who I've worked with for years and years. Next up is video games and animation. A typical non-union, session for video games or animation is going to be anywhere from $200 to $400 per hour. And of course, you get bonuses if you do multiple characters or longer sessions. Now, there's several other categories out there. I just wanted to give you the main ones that you're going to see, but those categories are the foundation. Most people, though, they still lose money based on how they respond to clients, and that's what's next. Okay, the first place where a lot of people lose money, and I kind of alluded to this earlier, and that is the usage. If you don't understand the usage of what you're recording, you could be leaving tons of money on the table. If somebody says, oh, it's just for YouTube, that could mean a lot of things. It could be an internal presentation, or it could mean a $50,000 ad campaign. Without usage, you're basically blindfolded when you go to quote the job. Another big place where a lot of people lose money is not setting proper revision expectations. So revisions can be, anything from adding new words or changing words. And standard is to include 1 to 2 revisions for free, but anything beyond that is billable. The next area where a lot of people lose money is accepting the client's very first number. Many budgets are flexible, and so just accepting what they throw out there first, you may also be leaving money on the table. Here's a quick, simple little negotiation line. You can just say something like, typically projects of this type fall between X and Y. Is there any room in your budget? As long as you keep it very professional and non-threatening, this goes a long way. All right, now we're going to answer the big question, and that is, what do voice actors actually make? And I'm also going to talk about what that one factor is that almost nobody talks about. Now, the way I'm going to break this down is in phases. So, the different phases of someone's career. And the first phase is going to be in your beginner/skill building phase. At this phase, you're going to be doing a lot of, corporate narration, maybe some audiobook stuff, some low-stress projects, maybe a few little local, maybe regional commercials. You can probably expect to earn anywhere between $500 and $1,500 a month. This phase is where you're building consistency, performance, you're, honing your audio quality, and kind of getting used to your workflow. Okay, the next phase is the working non-union talent phase. You've moved beyond the beginner phase, and now you're doing kind of a mix of corporate work, maybe some e-learning in there, a little bit higher profile commercial work. You have repeat clients who are starting to come back over and over again. You can probably be in between the $3,000 to $6,000 per month phase here. Now, this next phase is where I am, and that's the high volume non-union pro. So this is where you're going to have a very stable set of lots of repeat clients who come to you day in and day out, year in and year out. Lots of great relationships. You're doing consistent marketing to always keep your pipeline full. You're not famous, but you're just solid and consistent. In this phase, depending on how long you've been in it, you can go anywhere from, $10,000 to $15,000 per month and up. And there are exceptions to this. You can get up to, multiple 6 figures if you really hustle. So here's the thing that nobody talks about that I mentioned earlier, and that is that your earning potential is directly tied to how well you understand some of the usage and these categories that I mentioned. That one single skill will separate a $25 job from a $500 job. All right, so you went from guessing rates to understanding usage, categories, and real-world earnings. So I really hope this helped you kind of demystify what voice actors actually make. And if you want to understand where you might fit in this whole VO industry, don't forget that free webinar coming up this Tuesday. Click the link in the description and pinned comment below, and you also get a free book. And once again, I want to reiterate that the rates that I'm talking about today were based on non-union rates. When you're in the union, there's a whole different set of rates, but most voice actors who are working out there in the industry are non-union. So I wanted to make sure that I covered those rates first. Let me know down in the comments if you have any questions. I know this rate stuff can be a little confusing, but hopefully this video kind of helped demystify a lot of this rate talk. If you like this kind of content, feel free to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell. That is the best way to help our channel. And last but not least, if you're curious as to whether or not you need an agent to be a successful voice actor, the answer might surprise you, and that is right here.